You cannot transcend what you haven't met consciously. The young generation might find themselves less repressed, but for sure, previous generation and mine are more repressed. In the West, I mean. We have to understand that for something to be able to be seen as an object in your own consciousness, and for you to be able to be in a self-inquiry, observation, and witnessing of it, and so being able to approach this yogic fire that I mentioned before, you need to let all that energy to be consciously present for you. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that you have to provoke that emerging of what is repressed. Life will do it. Life in the tantric tradition is the Divine Mother. You know, the Divine Mother has very capable hands, and she will undo the knots of our personality. And all the time she does that, we feel this, oh my God, I'm dying, you know, why this is happening. And, you know, that is an emerging of something that was previously unconscious, so repressed. You cannot transcend consciously something that is repressed. So there might be many times in which you needed to express, to become conscious of your emotion. Yeah. But that's not that cathartic expression, is not the end of the story, is part of it. So it's part of the emerging. So you might yourself, you know, be a very controlled person, very repressed, and then like all of a sudden, you know, you break through a huge anger. Let's say you mentioned anger or crying, and you say, oh my God, I lost my awakening, you know, or whatever you thought to have. And you didn't lose anything. That was part of the emerging of a necessary part of you that needed to come up. It doesn't mean that you go around weeping all day. It doesn't mean that you go around shouting all day by any means. But it means that it can happen, you know, that these things come up and they're beautiful, they're human, they're part of the emerging of you. And once they've been liberated, you can stay with them. Keep on expressing them, will become a little bit like chewing an old chewing gum that doesn't have any more taste, and you spit it out. And that's when you are able to learn how to stay with suffering, to stay with that sensation that were difficult for you, that were not easy for you. Because when you were in that situation of life in which you were repressing it, there were so many other things that you didn't see, so many other beautiful hidden treasures in you that you didn't see. And it was only when this was expressed that you could actually see them. So it's a process. We are not guiding the process. We are guided. As humans, we are what is worked on. Yeah, we are not the one that is doing the work. Life is doing the work. So what is life then? Is the emanation of our true self that we haven't not yet recognized to be. So as this process goes on, you feel that this process is happening in you. You don't know even how. And if you think you are in control of it, my friend, you'll be lost. But at a certain point, you will recognize that all this is your true self doing it. So don't deny anything. Don't deny your humanity. Don't deny your tears. Be tender and welcoming with any sorrows and misery and grief that knocks at the door of your heart. Let them come in, you know, as Rumi said in the beautiful poem, The Guest House. Let them come in. Let all of these sorrows and misery have a tea in your heart. Let them stay as much as they need. And even if they create chaos and disruption in your life, you know, ultimately it's what you need. And when they go, they will leave a beautiful gift of understanding. So really, you know, spiritual path is learning how to do this, learning to be open to life. Once you do that, you know, these kind of things don't enter and disrupt everything. They do when there is resistance to life. That's when life appears to be more like a terrifying Mahakali, you know, and then it becomes a very tender mother when you are not fighting so much against it. Of course, when your most keen attachment are challenged, it's not easy to say, oh my God, this is Divine Mother that is coming to help me. No, you say, oh my God, I'm ruined, you know, I'm like, you know, this is like terrible. So You have to learn this, life is the learning. Keep on learning, keep on being a student. That's a secret.